Good morning everyone, Nataliya with you, and today we're gonna bead stitch. I did some beading last night. If you are my follower on the Instagram, you probably already saw my flower that I created one. This folders, by the way, I bought it from dollar store. I did preview one time. I love these little packets for little projects like this. So I'm gonna show you what we have. As you can see, this is what we're gonna work on, and that's a beading cross stitching. Well, not exactly cross stitching, it's a beading stitching. These kits I got from Newhomy, and basically you can find them right now everywhere. And by the way, one of my subscriber, I cannot remember her name, says that she ordered some diamond painting and it was a shipping from the same kind of address as like a different company. And I'm gonna tell you that I believe all these diamond paintings, different company, not, I don't know if everyone or not, but three for sure that I've received diamond paintings from them, and it looks like it's the same shipping address of warehouse. So the website's different, but I think they use in the same factory, same warehouse. So that's why I already catch myself that I receive sometimes 2 or 3 packages a day, and I look on the shipping address and it's the same shipping address. So I believe they are using the same warehouse, and we know that the quality will be the same probably on all the websites. So yeah, keep that in mind. So if you see this on a different company website, it probably will be the same product quality as well. So I'm gonna show you. I was working on one piece and I used them. This is only 3 colors in here, so I put them in my containers from what I use for diamond painting, those little tic-tac. So I just keeping it in here. That's the old beads that left right now from my other side to stitch, and we're gonna work on it together. I'm gonna show you how I did. So I did cut them in half so it's easy stitch. And let me show you what we have in here. Let me put some light so it's more sparkles and maybe better light. Just a minute, let me just try it. Let me try it, see if it's gonna be better or not. Okay, so this is what we're gonna have when we stitch. All beads you need to stitch in the same direction. Sometimes they maybe look like maybe they are not in the same direction, but I promise you they all. Now when I did unboxing on these designs, I said that some beads looks much smaller, and actually they are. This black one much smaller size that yellow or white one. I have to say the yellow is the best quality beads in here. White one is good as well. Black one, it's much smaller, and some beads not consistent size. So the beads quality not the best. Like it's not like a check beads, you know, Preciosa, that would be like all same size. No, it's not, but not bad, not bad. I have to say not bad. I saw kits that much worse than this one. Now what else I want to show you, I want to show you the backing. You can tell in here that I was stitching, there's a different directions. It's different directions in here, but on this side all my beads go in the same direction. And to prove you they are, if I grab my needle and I go from the angle, let me get it. If I can show you like this, you can tell that my needle go through horizontal, like, or on an angle, go through the beads, and they all face in the same way. It's sometimes beads could be a little bit bigger size and they push each other, so looks like it's not, but I promise you they all stitch in the same direction. And that's the key of bead and stitching. If you put one bead facing this way, do not put the other way. It has to be everything in the same direction. Let me see. I don't like to work with light right now. Maybe I'm just gonna put blinds a little bit more up. Right now we have a natural light from the window, and I hope this is gonna be okay, because this will create less shadow. And I will try to use my light just for the magnifier. Now what else I did in here, we have it in here. Okay, I did not use fishing line yet. Fishing line we're gonna stitch two pieces together with it, and also with the fishing line you can stitch this metal piece to your project. So I follow in here, like if I would stitch bead and cross stitch on a big canvas, I would stitch with the fishing line, or just like the special bead and threads that not very visible. If the for example, if it's a white and clear beads like in here, that thread wouldn't be visible. So I would stitch different colors in the same line all the way through and go back and forth. Here I try to follow direction with this different threads. So in here you can tell that the center, because of the beads yellow, I stitch with yellow, then white and black, and that way we can have more fullness of the color. Now the way I stitch this one, I stitch first, outline my black beads first, then I did center, then I fill in with the clear beads. For now, for the sake of tutorial, I will start this one from the center, just to show you, because I have lots of questions. Have to turn to the other row and make sure the beads face in the same direction. So that's what we are going to do, I think. And for this one, because the needle are so tiny hole, I will do, just a minute, I have my kitty cat from a dollar store magnet. I use my I just did unboxing video of the cross stitching, and one of those threader that is perfect for this needle, and that's what I'm gonna use for this tutorial. So I pull out already black thread, but I will start from the center this time, and then I will do white, and I will finish with black. So I'm gonna get a one. Let me zoom out for now till I prepare. I'm gonna pull out one thread, so I'm just gonna separate one thread. I'm holding it tight in here with my finger, and I just pull one thread all the way. Okay, straighten up this one so it doesn't tangle, put aside. And then I'm gonna put and this is plastic. Just if you didn't see my unboxing, please check it out. I will link it up for you to this video as a card, or maybe on the end of this video. I put two ends together. I'm gonna get my needle. put this threader inside like this, and then I'm gonna try to sneak those ends in here. Okay, oh no, I missed one. Hold on. Okay, I think now I got them too. And I have to be very, very careful because this needle are so tiny. Sometimes I pull this hard and it just break in half, this tiny wire, or sometimes a needle, a hole can break. So you need to be gentle with this process. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this ends and make sure my loop it's in here. Now I'm gonna put diamonds, I mean not diamonds, beads. I will use my diamond painting tray for now. I have the sticky pad, but I forgot to bring it with me right now, and I don't really want to distract myself with something else. So we're gonna put some beads in here, and that's all we have left, so should be more than enough to finish. And I'm gonna zoom now, and somebody correct me, I'm saying too often gonna instead of going to. Forgive me for my English. Okay, but that's not important. Important what we're gonna learn today in this tutorial. Okay, so let me show you these beads. You can tell there is some let me find a point. There is some smaller holes like this one a little bit bigger, but they are not bad. Yellow beads more consistent in size, and you can really see when you stitch, but maybe a little bit. I just put too big bead in here, and that's why I kind of keep crooking and pushing each other, but it is in the same direction. If I make it with my needle, see, it's going angle, just keep falling down. So now how I start, and I'm gonna zoom as close as possible so you can see, hopefully. Now I'm gonna start with my bottom row, which would be top for you. So my and I make sure it's in the same direction. So if you have design holding this way, right, this one have to hold it the same way. So it doesn't matter from which side I start, it have to be in the same direction and not like the other way. So find a way where you want to start. So let's start from this side, for example. Okay, or it's facing here because number, it doesn't matter, okay, which side you start. Just remember that my beads will be layering this way, in this direction, like this. So it's mean my bead, you have to go from this hole to this hole, like this. And this plastic is flexible actually, so I need to create this way. But to start, I will go into this hole from the top, and then I will come back from the opposite hole in here. Hold on. I'm gonna put beads away so I don't spill them. Okay, you will see in a minute, just a minute. I'm gonna pull the thread a little bit. Okay, you can see that my hoop in here, thread coming out from the opposite way, but my bead will be that way. So this is for now just how I start, so I have a more room in my holes in here to keep them empty. So now I'm gonna go through this hoop and pull, I need to secure my thread. You see that? So now I'm gonna go back into my first hole where I started. I go again there just to bring my needle on the bottom of my plastic canvas. So I come up, I have this now, and now I will come out from underneath from this hole, and that's how I'm gonna start stitch now. You see that? Okay, if I zoom out, I can bring more close. Okay. I need to come out from here. Please ignore my nails. I don't have time to fix them yet. From there, see? So now we're gonna layer and bring the beads into our canvas. So I'm gonna pick now one bead. Here it is, one bead. And I go into this hole to kind of make it like a X, my cross, right? And I pull thread under, try to fix it with the okay, I think you will see this way. So now I will continue my first row. It's a very light yellow color, but we can see that I have to create all the way to here, right? So now each of my stitch will go as I would stitch regular cross stitch and half stitch, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top, from the bottom to the top. So now I'm gonna go from under, get my next hole next to this bead that I already have, pull out my thread, and when you pull out thread, your bead kinda position in the right direction by itself. So now I'm gonna pick up the bead and I go into my next hole as I would do cross stitching. There. And again, coming out next to it from my bottom row. And doesn't matter if you're watching it upside down or not, it's the same concept. You can do from the bottom to the top, like from me, or you can do from other side the other way. It just if it's go on the same angle. So let's continue. Coming out again next to it, and then another bead. Don't forget to pick up the bead, and I think we have another one in here. Yes, one more yellow bead. So in this tutorial we already learned how to start on a plastic. It's the best way to do with the hoop to secure. So now I have in here my last bead in this row. I have to turn the other way. For security, to keep your beads stronger, you can go one more time through this bead, like from the bottom. For example, let me show you. You don't have to do this step, but if you want to, I would go again from the same hole that I started this bead, go into this bead, and in the same hole we're gonna exit on the bottom. So this way this bead stitched twice, it will stay sturdy, but you don't have to do this step. Now we have to turn the other way, so we can't continue from the same hole to go this way because we just went through this hole on the bottom. So if I go from under, I will untie my bead, right? So what I will do here, I will go one over now, and I'm gonna show you. Let me get it. So here it is. Instead of start from this hole and go this way, I will go from this way down. That way my bead not gonna untangle. Where I am without light and light color, kind of can see it. So now because I stitch in here from here to here, now I'm gonna stitch from here to here. So if I grab a bead and I go to the same hole that I just put this bead down, so I'm gonna kind of like meet them with each other. There. And now if you want, if it's more comfortable for you, you can continue now from this way to the top, from this way to the top, or you just can continue same way as we place this bead and go all the way to the other line. So I will place my needle next to it, oopsie, next to it. Put the bead on and go to the opposite corner if you would do half stitch. Okay, now we have a second row, and you can tell that our beads, see, face in same direction. If you can put needle through them, it means you're doing it right. They will layer in the same direction. I'm gonna bring a magnifier light so I can see better actually, because it's far away from me. Let me try one more time. If it's gonna be, no, not good for the camera. Okay, I will do without light. Okay, so we're gonna continue, and if it's comfortable for you, you can turn your design towards you, so it's kind of maybe will be more comfortable, because then you have to do again in the same direction from the bottom to the top. So if you turn your design around, just make sure, like with the thread, point thread to the corner, and you will see if it's a line up together with your beads or not. If your thread will go this way, then you know it's wrong because they are facing the other way. So you always know how to correct yourself. So let's keep going. Time go fast. I just want to do this tutorial as slow as possible so you can see what I'm doing. So always pick up the bead, don't forget, and go on an angle. And this kit have what was it, 3 or 4 needles, and I picked the thinnest one. That's the one that it's fit. And while I was stitching, oh see, I forgot to come out from the top and already pick up the bead, which you can do this as well. You can design this at the same time from both sides. For example, if you want to have this just like a 2 separate pieces, you can put bead in here, okay, And before you coming out, you can put bead and coming out again, so you will stitch on both sides at the same time if you want this to be double-sided and a one piece. And what else you can create? It doesn't have to be a charm. Okay, I'm gonna place in here last bead of this color, not on this color, on this line. Here you go, right in here. It's gonna be last one, so we're gonna turn again. So I'm not gonna do double stitching in here, but because this line now a little bit longer, I don't have to try to figure out which way I will go. I just gonna go and stitch this way, because I will go down on an angle again. See, I will go this way to create my next row, and my thread and bead point in the same direction, like this. And we're gonna continue. Again, I'm gonna do next available hole, pick up the bead and go in an angle all the way up there. See, very, very easy. Pick up the bead and go right between. Okay, I hope you can see on an angle. Same as you would do cross stitching, that you have to remember to point your stitches in the same direction. So here is what we have so far. Now I'm gonna show you what you can do, and I tried kind of last night. If you design this and you don't wanna, like, we have to stitch them later together, right, to create a charm like this. But if you don't wanna do this, what you can do, you can buy at the store round magnets like this, right, and then you can glue your diamonds, I mean your magnet in here, put felt around to cover and stitch nicely, so this side will be pretty. Or you can actually even stitch them together if you want to. And then it's going to be your needle reminder. See, if I can lift it together, magnet, your needle not falling down because magnet holding. And this is going to be like a decorative piece when you cross stitching if you wish to have this. But we're gonna do this first one as book say, or maybe I will do this one at the like a needle minder, because my next one kit I have, it's the bunny, so maybe this one I make it as a charm for my little girl, and this one make it as a needle minder. So maybe I will do this differently. So I don't know how much longer you want to stay with me and stitch, because it's basically now we just continue same thing to do over and over the other way. Same thing over and over till we're done. And then we're gonna, oh, I want to show you how I finished thread as well. Okay, so I'm gonna stitch till my thread will be short, so I can show you how to finish on plastic with the beads. Good thing I remember that. Okay, so I will be right back after I done. Okay, I'm on the last row in here, and I want to show you how I finished. So my last bead in here, I place from this hole to this hole. Now I'm gonna coming out, and we're gonna create the last row, okay, and then I'm gonna show you how to finish this thread. So I'm gonna pick up the bead, came out from here, go across of this yellow this way, and I switch camera position so you can see a little bit better, maybe this way better. We stitch up there, we go next to that bead again on the bottom, and go opposite corner. As you can see, all my beads position into the same direction, and that's very, very important in beaded stitching, because if one bead not gonna stitch proper way, it will really sticking out, and you will see that mistake. Okay, 2 more to go. Don't forget your bead. Next, and this is our last bead of this color. And my thread, I needed only one thread for this yellow. That's the one we thread in. I never finished yet. So now I'm gonna finish my last one bead. I'm go again in a separate direction, I mean opposite direction, to create my lines. And then I will go again from the same hole like we did before. Sorry, you can hear a dog walking on the floor, because my daughter sits next to me, so he's wandering around. So I will go through the same bead, and I will go in the same hole that you can kind of push it together, the bead, and go in the same hole that we just finished. And now I'm just go to any other bead close to the one that I come out, and I will do kind of like a few times through the bead. I will go through this bead now, I hope you can see it, and then from 1, not from 2, I picked 2, and then I will go in a hole next to that bead, and I will do 2 or 3 times like this if you want to. After you're done, you flip on another side, and you can cut. This would be secured already, and this is how it looks like on the very back. But just in case to make it secure, I just do like a 1 or 2 double knot in here. I go through my threads like this, and then I pull out, wrap it twice, and pull it, and it's create knot. And now I like to use my you can use scissors to get this out, or I have my burner tool like this one that I really like, and it's kind of melt a little bit thread and more secure. So I'm just gonna zap it. Hopefully you can see it. See, it's create, I don't know how much you can see it there. So I'm gonna cut this, and we created our first color. The beads all line up in the same direction. You can see them all line up diagonally. And now I'm gonna start white color from same way with the hoop like we did yellow, and you just wiggle between those petals back and forth. Go here, go down. If you want me to stitch a little bit more with you, I can. One more thing I want to point it out, how I stitch when it's not even places. So it's kind of cross country stitching pretty much. So I'm gonna show you example in here. Okay, I have a 3-row kind of stitched. I started from this corner, I went this way, went back and come here, and I have a second petal in here, the separated. So what I do, I place my bead over new kind of petal in here, and then I would stitch down. So I will go into this next hole in here down. I hope we can see it good. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the bead and I will go right in this one hole. Hopefully we can see everything what I'm doing. I know this video gonna be a little bit longer maybe. And then I'm gonna repeat one more time down this way, pull out from here, pick up the bead and go back into this one. Okay, now I'm gonna go up, so I will have to go up, right? So I will stitch, go this way in the bottom corner, don't forget to pick your bead and go diagonal to my next corner. See, now I will find right between them my corner for the next stitch. Pick up the bead and go next row. Always make sure your thread go diagonally where you need it to be. And I hope this angle will be visible for you. Okay, now I'm just can't find it. Hold on. Okay, I found. Oh, I have to focus. Here's my next bead gonna go. Okay, so I got my bead that's kinda went out of this petal, but I have this row that's higher, so I still gonna continue one more just to make it even. Okay, if I can just find on the camera there. Because sometimes maybe for new beaders will be confusing where to go. Okay, cross. So now I even row with my first beads from here, and now what I will do, I will gonna zigzag like down, up, down, and from here go up, you know, you will see. Let me go now into, so now when I put my this bead, I will come out from this hole next to it and go diagonally to this one. Or you can just go from here and keep continue. Well, let's do this way, because that way the bead will be sitting nicer. So just go again one up, and I'm going back into the corner right up there and stitch one more bead on the bottom. There. Now I'm gonna continue, go up and down. So I'm just gonna go like this till I get close in here, and then from here I will go all the row back in here. From here I'm gonna go back in here, and then kind of jump from here and go back up there. So you just zigzag zigzag till I get to this point, and then I just go like from here, then go like wiggle again up and down. So that's why sometimes when I have my, where I put it, because of that zigzagging, where I have my okay, I'm just gonna show you here. So because of the zigzagging, so sometimes the thread's not gonna be looking in the same direction. For example, like in here, one gonna go this way stitches, the other way gonna this way stitches, but that's how you fill in. When you see the gap, you just go down and continue with the same row. So after I finish all this, I will create part number 2, I think, so the video not gonna be as long. And I already switched to my other tray because I was doing a diamond painting a little bit in the break. And then we're gonna assemble in next video. We're gonna cut. I'm gonna show you how to cut properly, not to damage, not to lose all your beads. And we stitch together and we stuff. We're gonna create it as buksay, I guess, as a charm, key charm. Okay, so I will finish right now. I hope you like this tutorial and hope this has helped you a little bit to decide how to stitch. You can see that beads looks good in here. They all go in the same direction, and it's really soft, nice plastic. Really, I love to work. This is my first time working on a plastic, and I really like it. Yeah, we're gonna assemble this toy together with you in my next video. We're gonna call this part 1, and then it's gonna be part 2. So watch out for that video as well. Okay, I see you tomorrow.